Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Yes, welcome.
Today, we're exploring Western Tantra.
Oh, very exciting.
Yeah.
It's a big topic.
Yeah. And specifically, we're going to be looking at a fascinating concept called the secret lover. And our source material for this is Sex Magic, Tantra, and Tarot
Yeah, that's a classic.
by Christopher S. Hyatt, PhD,
Right?
and Lon Milo Duquette.
A powerhouse duo.
Really interesting blend of psychology and Western magical traditions and, well, a little bit of spice.
A little bit of spice.
Yeah, I guess you could say.
These things interesting, right?
Yeah. So we're going to unpack this whole idea of the secret lover, see how it connects to things like tarot and Kabbalah.
Right.
And maybe even learn a thing or two about ourselves along the way.
Always good goal.
Always a good goal. So let's dive right in.
Okay.
This idea of the secret lover. And it's really interesting because it's not about, like trying to find this perfect partner out in the real world. It's not like a dating app kind of a thing.
Right.
It's about something much, much deeper, a kind of relationship that actually exists within each of us. So it's much more, internal than external.
Yes. And I think that's such an intriguing concept, isn't it?
It is.
This idea of the secret lover really challenges the way we typically think about relationships, about love. It's not about finding that perfect other half out there in the world, but rather discovering this profound connection within ourselves.
Yeah, it's like a reflection of the divine. You catch glimpses of this secret lover.
Yeah.
And those moments of like pure joy or
Yes.
ecstasy or, maybe when you're deeply moved by art or music.
Exactly. Like when a song gives you chills or you're gazing up at the night sky and you just feel this overwhelming sense of awe and connection.
Yeah, those moments where you feel like totally connected to something bigger than yourself.
Exactly. It's almost like a glimpse into another realm, another dimension.
Yeah. And so in the book, they argue that this secret lover is actually an archetype,
Right.
similar to the concept of the holy guardian angel in Western magic.
Yeah, it's a powerful image.
It is.
This idea that there's this higher self, this source of wisdom and guidance that's always accessible to us if we just know how to tap into it.
Right. So this is really like getting into this secret lover isn't like some far off deity, It's part of us,
Yes.
but it's also connected to something much bigger.
Exactly.
So is that what they're saying here?
That's at the core of it, I think. It's a beautiful paradox, right?
Yeah.
That this most profound relationship, this most intimate connection is actually with a part of ourselves that's also connected to something vast and transcendent.
And here's where I think things get really interesting because the authors suggest that organized religion, while emphasizing this, this relationship with the divine, may have unintentionally veiled the true nature of this connection.
Interesting point.
Yeah, that, the secret lover represents this much more direct personal experience of the divine that's already within us.
I think that's a really profound idea. It suggests that we don't need to look outside of ourselves for this connection with the divine, that it's already here, waiting to be uncovered.
So are they saying, that we're all walking around with this incredible potential for connection, but we're just not tapping into it?
I think that's precisely what they're suggesting. It's like we're all carrying this treasure within us, but we've forgotten where we've buried it.
Right. And this has big implications, I think, even for our relationships in the real world.
Absolutely.
You think about, like the disappointment we sometimes feel when, our partners don't quite live up to our expectations.
Yeah. It's a universal experience, isn't it?
Yeah. Is it because we're subconsciously comparing them to this secret lover? This perfect ideal?
I think there's definitely a connection there. We all have these subconscious expectations, these archetypal images of what love should be. And when our real life relationships inevitably fall short of those ideals, we can feel let down, disillusioned.
And the book even suggests that surrendering to this secret lover is key. And it's not about weakness,
Right.
but rather a pathway to self-mastery.
This is where the paradox really deepens, doesn't it?
Right. How can surrendering, giving up control, how can that lead to mastery?
Yeah. That seems counterintuitive, doesn't it?
It does.
But think of it like this. Imagine you're trying to steer a boat in a raging storm. You could fight against the current, exhaust yourself, and maybe even get lost. Or you could surrender to the flow, adjust your sails, let the wind guide you to your destination.
Hmm.
In a way, that's what surrendering to the secret lover is all about. It's about trusting a greater wisdom, aligning yourself with a deeper power.
It's more about choosing which forces to work with, rather than just brute forcing your own way.
That's a great way to put it. It's about working in harmony with the natural forces, both within and around us.
Right, right, right. And this is actually like a major theme in practices like sex magic
Mm.
and what is often called the Tantra of the left-handed path.
Yes, these are paths that often get misunderstood, misrepresented.
Absolutely.
But at their core, they're really about integrating love and power, harnessing those potent energies within us for transformation.
So we've got this secret lover
Mhm.
who is a divine archetype connected to our higher selves, and surrendering to them is supposed to, like, empower us.
It's a powerful concept.
It is.
And it challenges a lot of our preconceived notions about what spirituality and self-development are all about.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's not about following a set of rules or dogma, but rather about a direct experiential connection with the divine.
Yeah, where does the heart fit into all of this?
The heart, that's a crucial piece of this puzzle. The book really focuses on the Anahata chakra, which is the heart center in the Hindu system, as the location where this surrender to the secret lover actually happens.
And there's a connection here to the Kabbalah, right?
Absolute.
Because isn't Tifereth, the Sephira of beauty on the
Yeah.
Tree of Life,
Mhm.
isn't it associated with the heart?
Yes, you're right.
So we've got this, like, convergence of Eastern and Western traditions, both pointing to the heart as the key to unlocking this connection.
Yes. The heart as the bridge between the human and the divine.
And speaking of unlocking things, Hyatt and Duquette talk about the tarot as a tool for doing just that.
Yes, the tarot, that mysterious deck of cards.
Yeah.
It's been a source of fascination and speculation for centuries.
They describe it as like a visual language for spiritual knowledge.
Right, a system of symbols and archetypes that can unlock the secrets of the unconscious.
A way to initiate conversation with your secret lover.
Mm.
So what do they have to say about the tarot in this context?
Well, they delve into its potential connection to Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom, who's often depicted as the scribe of the gods.
Oh.
Thoth, Hermes, Mercury.
Right, all embody the divine messenger, kind of a bridge between the human and divine realms.
Yes.
And the tarot, seen as Thoth's book,
Hmm.
is like this guidebook for
Yeah.
crossing that bridge.
Exactly. It's like a roadmap to the mysteries of the soul.
Yeah, yeah.
And the book breaks down the tarot into its 4 divisions: major arcana, court cards, aces, and the numbered cards.
Mm-hmm.
And they link these divisions to the Kabbalah and the Tree of Life, which outlines a journey of spirit descending into matter and then ascending back to the divine.
Oh, this is starting to get a little mind-bending.
It is, isn't it?
But it is fascinating how
Hmm.
these systems kind of weave together.
It's like they're all speaking to the same underlying truths, just in different languages.
And they even explain the concept of the 4 Kabbalistic worlds
Yeah.
and how they relate to the 4 suits of the tarot.
Right. These 4 worlds representing different levels of reality, from the most spiritual to the most material.
So it's like a map of creation.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
shows how that divine energy manifests in different forms, in different realms of existence.
Okay, this is really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've looked into the tarot a little bit before,
Mm.
but I've never heard it explained quite like this.
It's a complex system, full of layers and nuances.
And they even have, get this, a system
Yeah.
for determining your personal tarot symbols
Oh, this is interesting.
based on your birth date.
Mm.
So you can find your archetypal symbol, your character card, your root symbol, and even more.
It's like having your own personalized tarot fingerprint.
Hmm.
Each symbol offers these insights into your unique path and how the secret lover might be showing up in your life.
That is, okay, that is something I'm going to have to look into after this.
Definitely worth exploring.
So, for example, my archetypal symbol is the Magician, representing manifestation and willpower. My character card is the Knight of Wands, signifying action and adventure.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, my archetypal symbol is the High Priestess, representing intuition and hidden knowledge.
Hmm.
And my character card is the Queen of Pentacles, signifying practicality and abundance.
Wow.
It's amazing how much these cards can reveal about us.
Yeah, it's like they're holding a mirror up to our
Huh.
souls,
Hmm.
reflecting back aspects of ourselves we might not even be aware of.
Exactly. They can be powerful tools for self-discovery.
Yeah. So now I think let's dive into maybe one of the most intriguing aspects of this
Mm.
whole secret lover concept,
Okay.
which is the royal mass of the secret lover.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's described as this Western tantric ritual, um, a celebration of union with the secret lover
Hmm.
during sexual union.
Yes, this is where things get really interesting, and I think potentially it's a little bit controversial for some people.
Yeah, whoa.
But it's really important to approach this with an open mind and understand that the royal mass isn't just about physical pleasure. It's a
Mhm.
ritual that's infused with symbolism, intention, reverence.
So like, are we talking about like a sacred act here?
Yes, I think that's a good way to put it. It's a merging of the physical, emotional, and spiritual.
Okay. So it involves specific steps, right?
Yeah, it's not something to be entered into lightly.
Like creating a sacred space,
Right.
purifying the mind and body,
Hmm.
and invoking the presence of the secret lover through through tarot.
Exactly. Preparation is key. It's about setting the stage for a truly transformative experience.
And they mentioned the significance of the Eucharist, which is a ritual that's traditionally associated with Christianity.
Mm.
But here it's being adapted to represent this union of the physical and spiritual.
Right. It involves the sharing of food and drink, but it's imbued with this deeper meaning, this intention of connecting with the divine within and between ourselves.
So we're not it's not just about like the literal act of eating and drinking.
No, it's about the symbolism, the energetic exchange that's taking place.
And then there's this concept of the celestial dew.
Hmm. Yes, the celestial dew.
I mean, is that like an actual tangible thing,
Hmm.
or is it more of like a metaphor?
It's primarily a metaphor representing the transformative power of the ritual and the spiritual energy that's generated through the union.
Hmm.
But some practitioners believe it can also manifest in subtle physical ways.
Okay, so we're really talking about like this ritual being about more than just uh, physical intimacy.
Absolutely. It's about tapping into a deeper level of connection,
Yeah.
both with yourself and
Right.
with something greater.
So it's like it's a powerful example of how Western Tantra uses practices like ritual and symbolism to bridge the gap between the material and the spiritual realm,
Exactly.
to experience the divine within.
Hmm.
I mean, this is already blowing my mind.
It's a lot to take in, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've only just like scratched the surface here.
Yeah, we've barely begun to unpack the depths of this concept.
So we're gonna have to continue this conversation
Yeah.
in part two.
Yes. We'll delve even deeper into the secret lover
Hmm.
and explore some of the practical techniques for connecting with this incredible part of ourselves.
Okay, stay tuned for that.
Yes, we'll be right back.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. Welcome back to our deep dive into the secret lover.
So, it's fascinating how this concept really challenges like the way we usually think about relationships.
Yeah.
It's like we're almost like programmed,
Right.
to seek fulfillment from external sources.
Hmm.
But what if the most like profound connection is already within us?
That's the radical idea at the heart of this whole concept, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And Hyatt and Duquette, they highlight this irony, right?
Mm.
They argue that most of us are completely unaware of this relationship with the secret lover, even though it's so fundamental to who we are.
So how do we even like begin to bridge that gap? How do we become like aware of this connection that's supposedly already there?
Well, I think one key is understanding the distinction between the secret lover and the actual people we fall in love with.
Hmm.
The book suggests that real-life relationships can never fully match the perfection of the secret lover because, remember, it's an archetype.
Mm.
It's an ideal.
So it's like we're holding our partners up to this impossible standard.
Yeah.
No wonder we end up disappointed sometimes.
Right. It's a recipe for heartbreak if we're not aware of this dynamic.
Right.
Our human relationships, they're meant to teach us, to help us grow, to reflect different aspects of ourselves.
Mhm.
But they'll always fall short of the divine perfection of the secret lover.
So hold on a second. If the secret lover is so perfect, like why even bother with real life relationships at all?
That's a great question. And it speaks to the paradox, I think, at the heart of this concept.
Hmm.
The book doesn't advocate for, abandoning human connection.
Hmm.
It's more about recognizing that the secret lover is a source of fulfillment that's
Hmm.
independent of external relationships.
So it's like having this like wellspring of love and joy within you
Mm.
that can like nourish and support you
Mm.
regardless of what's happening in your, personal life.
Precisely. And this ties into the idea that the secret lover is often experienced in the imagination,
Hmm.
which is why, as the authors point out, fantasies and dreams can sometimes be more intense and
Yeah.
satisfying than real life encounters.
You mean because we're not limited by like the constraints of physical reality?
Yeah.
Like we can create like the perfect scenario
Yeah.
in our minds.
Exactly. Our imagination knows no bounds.
Yeah.
And this is where things get really interesting, I think. The book talks about how this theme of surrender to the secret lover actually appears in many religions,
Hmm.
but often in a kind of distorted way.
Oh, interesting.
They argue that organized religion, with its dogma and external rules, can sometimes obscure that direct personal experience of the divine.
So they're saying like true surrender isn't about
Mm.
blind faith or following someone else's rule.
Right. It's about inner transformation.
Hmm.
It's about aligning yourself with that divine spark within,
Hmm.
which is what the secret lover represents. And that's the path to true self-mastery.
Okay, so I'm starting to see the connection here.
Yeah.
But how do we actually like cultivate this relationship with the secret lover?
Hmm.
They mentioned some practical techniques, right?
Absolutely. They suggest a range of practices from meditation and visualization to ritual and even specific sexual techniques.
Okay, give us some examples.
Well, one practice they emphasize is the middle pillar ritual, which is a classic technique in Western magic.
Mm-hmm.
It involves visualizing energy centers in your body
Yeah.
and activating them, aligning and balancing your energy flow.
So it's about like working with the energy system of the body
Hmm.
to create a state that's conducive to connecting with the secret lover.
Exactly. It's about preparing the vessel, so to speak.
Mm.
And then there's also the meditation of the seer, which focuses on cultivating a state of heightened awareness and receptivity.
Mm.
It's about training your mind to become still and open so you can receive insights and guidance from your higher self, which is essentially the secret lover.
So it sounds like these practices are about like going inward, exploring the depth of our own consciousness.
Yes. It's an inner journey, a journey of self-discovery.
But they also mentioned using the tarot
Mm.
to connect with the secret lover, right? How does that work?
Yeah. Well, remember how we talked about determining your personal tarot symbols based on your birth date?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, those symbols are like keys to unlocking the secrets of your relationship with the secret lover.
Like a personalized roadmap, kind of.
Exactly. And they suggest using these symbols in visualizations, meditations, or even in rituals.
Mm.
It's a way of personalizing your practice and aligning yourself with the specific energies that resonate with your soul.
And then there's the ultimate divination that really caught my attention.
Yes. The ultimate divination.
What is that exactly?
It's a special tarot spread designed to connect with your holy guardian angel.
Mm.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime divination, and it's meant to be a significant step in your journey.
Sounds intense.
It is. It requires careful preparation and a deep dive into the symbolism of the cards.
Mm.
The authors provide very specific instructions, and they emphasize the importance of creating a sacred space and approaching the ritual with reverence.
And a clear intention.
So it's about like setting the stage for a truly profound experience.
Exactly. It's not something to be taken lightly. And they stress the importance of self-honesty in this whole process. They encourage you to really examine your beliefs, your strengths, your weaknesses, even your life choices before embarking on this journey.
Why is that so important?
Because connecting with the secret lover isn't just about feeling good. It can be a transformative experience, and it requires a certain level of self-awareness and readiness.
I can see how that would be crucial. We need to be prepared to like face ourselves, the good and the bad, if we're going to truly like embrace the power of the secret lover.
Exactly. It's about engaging with this archetype from a place of authenticity and vulnerability. And the royal mass of the secret lover also emphasizes this. Right? We were talking about that earlier. It's described as a way to experience union with the secret lover during sexual union.
Mm.
But it's obviously much more than just sex, right?
Absolutely. It's a complex ritual
Mm.
full of symbolism and intention, and the book goes into great detail about the mystical and magical meaning behind it.
They mentioned that it can be performed individually
Mm.
or by a couple,
Mm.
but the performing it as a couple offers like unique benefits.
Yes, because it involves the interaction of four spiritual forces, the two individuals and their respective secret lovers. It's like a merging of masculine and feminine energies, represented by the traditional symbols of the wand and the cup.
And then there's the celestial dew
Mm.
that we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
which represents the spiritual essence that's generated during the ritual.
Right, and they connect it to alchemical processes, suggesting that the royal mass is about transformation and the creation of something precious and rare.
Huh. Wow, this whole concept of this secret lover is really like multifaceted.
It is. It's a rich and complex idea.
We've talked about it as like an archetype,
Yeah.
a source of wisdom and guidance,
Hmm.
and a path to self-mastery.
Hmm.
And now we're seeing how it can be accessed through practices like ritual,
Hmm.
meditation,
Hmm.
and even sexual union.
It's a journey of self-discovery. And remember, it's not about finding perfection outside of ourselves. It's about uncovering that divine spark that's already within us.
And now we're going to explore a ritual described by David Cherubim
Hmm.
for conjoining two souls.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, so we're back, and we're talking about David Cherubim
Mm.
and this ritual
Mm.
he describes called the ceremony of the sun and moon.
Sounds intriguing.
It is, and it's a ritual of marriage,
Okay.
but not in the traditional sense.
Right. This isn't about the legal or social aspects of marriage.
Hmm.
It's about something much deeper, the conjoining of two souls on a spiritual level. And it draws on a variety of traditions, kind of blends elements of Western magic, Kabbalah, even Thelema.
And it's specifically designed
Mm.
for uniting two individuals in Nuit and Hadit,
Okay.
which are key concepts in Thelema, right?
Exactly. Nuit represents that infinite expanse of the cosmos, the feminine principle, while Hadit represents the point of pure consciousness, the masculine principle. So this ritual is really about uniting those two fundamental forces within the individuals involved.
So it's like kind of a microcosm of the creation myth playing out within the ritual space.
Yeah, you could see it that way. And the ritual itself is quite structured. It takes place in a consecrated temple space with specific arrangements for the altar and the positions of the participants.
So it sounds pretty formal.
It is. There's a strong emphasis on preparation. It begins with a banishing ritual to purify the space and create that sacred atmosphere.
And they even specify using a brand new deck of tarot cards.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and the cards are wrapped in something significant and kept near the participants' beds for a month before the ceremony.
That's an interesting detail. It suggests they're infusing the cards with their personal energy and intentions, preparing them to act as conduits for spiritual forces during the ritual.
So the cards aren't just like tools for divination in this context.
Right.
They're active participants.
Precisely. And the participants themselves undergo purification rituals as well, emphasizing the importance of both physical and spiritual cleansing before entering this sacred union.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know, you want to be in like a clear and receptive state for something this powerful.
Right, you're creating a space for a profound transformation to take place.
What else happens in the ritual?
Well, there's the taking of an oath, a solemn vow that's made before the divine, which really signifies the depth of commitment and intention behind the union.
And what does the oath focus on?
It emphasizes principles of love, freedom, and the pursuit of one's true will, all core concepts in Thelema.
So it's not just about being together like romantically. It's about supporting each other's spiritual growth and evolution.
Yeah, it's a commitment to a shared path of self-discovery and transformation.
And then they invoke the presence of the four elements.
Yes, earth, air, fire, and water.
Oh, like calling upon the powers of nature to bless the union.
Exactly. The elements represent the fundamental building blocks of creation, so
Hmm.
invoking them is a way of aligning with the natural order
Hmm.
and harnessing its power.
And then, of course, there's the invocation of the sun and moon,
Mm.
representing the masculine and feminine principles that are being united.
Right. The symbolism is beautiful, isn't it?
Hmm.
The sun, with its radiance and life-giving force, embodies that active, outward-focused aspect of the divine.
Hmm.
The moon, with its reflective nature and connection to intuition and the subconscious, embodies the receptive, inward-focused aspect.
It's like a cosmic dance, a merging of opposites to create something whole
Mm-hmm.
and balanced,
Exactly.
a perfect harmony.
And the ritual culminates with a proclamation of the union,
Mm.
a declaration that these two souls
Mm.
are now bound together in love and freedom.
It's a powerful statement of intention.
So it's not just like a symbolic act. It's
Yeah.
meant to create a real shift in consciousness.
That's the intention.
Hmm.
And to seal the union, they share wine and cake, representing nourishment and joy, a celebration of the bond that's been created.
It's fascinating how this ritual blends such potent symbolism with practical actions. It feels very grounded.
Even though it's dealing with such lofty spiritual concepts.
That's the power of ritual, isn't it?
Yeah.
It gives us a way to connect with these profound truths in a tangible, embodied way.
So we've come to the end of our deep dive into the secret lover,
Yeah.
a concept that's been explored by mystics and occultists for centuries. We've unpacked the idea itself, seen how it relates to tarot, Kabbalah, Western magical traditions, and even explored a ritual designed to facilitate a deep spiritual union. It's been quite a journey.
It has. And if you're listening to this, I hope you've gleaned some insights that resonate with you, some food for thought as you continue your own exploration.
Exactly. Remember, the secret lover isn't about finding someone perfect out in the world. It's about recognizing that divine spark within each of us. It's about cultivating that relationship with our higher selves and seeing how it can transform our lives and our relationships in the real world.
If this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, I encourage you to keep exploring. There's a rich body of knowledge out there waiting to be discovered. Delve into the works of Hyatt and Duquette. Learn more about tarot and Kabbalah, and most importantly, keep seeking that connection with the divine within yourself.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes, thanks everyone.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the conversation going.
Absolutely.